Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got another review for you today, and this time I'm going to be talking to you about a slightly older Indiana metal release here, and that is the self-titled debut EP from the band Man Eating Giant, released by the band themselves back in 2019. And if you're not familiar with Man Eating Giant, they are a heavy slash thrash metal band out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Been around since I want to say 2017, as that is when their Facebook page was created. So I'm kind of basing it off of that because the Metal Archives does not list a formation date. But yeah, comprising this band, you have Jeremy England on the bass, Don Curtis on the drums, who is also in Mother of Graves and Summon the Destroyer, two other killer Indiana bands. You have Curtis Cree on the guitars and Scott Manning handling guitars and vocals. As I said, this is the band's debut EP. It is 3 tracks, 17 minutes on the dot. And honestly, I became aware of this band from the Mother of Graves connection as I was seeing what the other projects of the members of that band had that I might like. And after finding the Man Eating Giant Bandcamp page and listening to this EP several times through, I picked up a copy. I was lucky enough that they still had some CDs left. But yeah, this EP though, the opening kind of fools you just a little bit when you first hit play because it opens with this like a slow buildup akin to more of a maybe a blues rock or maybe a southern rock style of music, with a really cool twin guitar solo at about the 19-second mark. But then at about 52 seconds into the song, it switches to thrash mode, and I just really love the bass line here as it has a really nice groove to it. In fact, the bass honestly really jumped out at me right off the bat with its thick tone, and it's just right up in the mix, yet it's not too overpowering or anything, and it lays down a nice backbone to all the songs on this EP with some really nice groove to it at times. I mean, I really love the bass playing on here. Great guitar work from both Scott and Curtis on here, mid to fast-paced riffs, because of course, this is thrash metal. Some really nice guitar solos, and at times there's honestly more of a straight up heavy metal feel and vibe to this than it is thrash. A very good example of that, track number 2, These Things That Tempt Me, and its opening riff, that whole opening salvo is just screams more traditional heavy metal than it does thrash. And track 2 also has a really cool sounding kind of almost funky style bass line that comes in at the 211 mark that, when I heard it the first time, I was like, oh wow, that's different, but it sounded really cool at the same time. Yeah, really good drum performance here from Don, I think. Got a good snap to the snare, and I liked the kick drum sound on here. He doesn't really do anything overly flashy or anything. He just lays down some really solid beats throughout all 3 of these tracks with some nice double bass work and some really cool patterns on here. Like I said, nothing super flashy, but it's still, he just knows how to lay down a really solid beat throughout all 3 of these tracks. Some might want to say that maybe the drums could have sounded a little more powerful, maybe had a better, more powerful production to him. But for the style of music, though, I think it fit, the production that they got. And plus, this is just an EP, so, maybe this band finally records the full length. The production might change on that. I don't know. But overall, I still enjoyed the drums on here. I really like the vocals, though, as they, instead of going for the more standard thrashy shout, they go for a more melodic heavy metal approach to the vocal delivery, and I love the dual vocal harmonies that they have at times on here. A really good example of that, the lead off track, Let's Destroy, at the 236 mark, that nice little harmony they get there, and then again at about the 338 mark, they have another one that I really enjoyed, and I especially loved the bass line that was underneath that particular vocal harmony. Overall, I think this is an absolutely solid EP. And while the songs are not short, these are anywhere between 4 to 7 minutes in length. In fact, the opening track is a little over 7 minutes in length. They're so well written that you honestly don't even notice how long they are. You just got to get so caught up in their catchiness. And, that's what these songs have, is catchiness, melodicism, great vocals, great guitar work, and, of course, that bass. I just love the bass on this EP. But, these guys not only know how to write something that's catchy and melodic, but they also know how to thrash, you know, They're really good at thrashing out. In addition to writing, a hooky groove or vocal line. I am really curious to see what this band has in store. I know they've got a couple singles out right now, which I have not had a chance to listen to because I've kind of been concentrating on this EP and some other things. But I would definitely give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. Go check out Man Eating Giant. I will leave a link down below to the band's Bandcamp. It does not list the CD on Bandcamp, but you can always, of course, buy the digital file if that's your thing. But I don't know if they have any more CDs, but if you really like what you want and you want a copy on the CD, hit these guys up. They might have some left. I don't know for sure. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10 from me. Go check out Man Eating Giant. Awesome indie thrash metal. That is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.